What do I expect from an employee? First of all, I expect them to respect the business. If we don't have a business, the business owner and the employee, if we don't have a business, there's nothing for us to do, right? So if we don't respect the business, who is going to respect the business? Super, super important that both the business owner and the employee respects the business. The employee, most of the time, is in the business. So it's even more critical that they respect the business and report to the business owner if there's any other issues. The other thing that I'm super, super critical on that I believe employees need to understand is that I expect them to show up when they're scheduled to work on time every time. That doesn't mean 15 minutes late, doesn't mean calling in sick, it doesn't mean nothing. We have an agreement with the employee and the business. The agreement is, I'm gonna pay you to perform this work on this time, these days, and your responsibility as the employee is to do the work that we promised. That's the agreement that we have. The other thing that employees need to do is give me 100% while they're there. That's why I'm paying them. That's why the business is paying them, so they can produce 100% while they're on the clock. It's usually an 8-hour shift, but regardless, the employee needs to produce 100%. That doesn't mean 40% being on the internet or social media. No, it's 100%. We all need to be thinking of how the business can do the best it can do. That's respecting the business. The other thing is, I need the employee to be honest with the business and understand everything in the business has a value. I don't care if you're selling advertising, I don't care if you're selling food, I don't care if you're selling cars. It all has a value to the business. It all goes back to respecting the business. For example, if you sell paper, the paper is not free. Somebody needed to pay for that paper, and that's the business. So we all need to be honest while we're at the job and understand the relationship the employee has with the business. It all comes back to that respect deal. The last thing I need from the employees is I need them to understand what they're actually selling. For example, and I see this getting worse and worse. I walk into Home Depot, I say, where can I find this? And nobody knows anything. They got to get on their phone. But God forbid, they're walking around this store all day long, but they're not even thinking. That's the whole problem. Back to giving me 100%. Okay, you can use your phone, but you got to give me something. That's the trade that I'm making with you as the employee. The employee needs to give the business something. The business gives you something for being there. You got to give the business something back. So let's boil it down. I need you to have respect. I need you to show up on time every time. I need you to give me 100% when you're there. I need you to be honest with the business. Don't steal from the business, whether it's time, merchandise, food, whatever it is. Be honest with the business, and I need you to understand what you're actually doing. Understand what you're selling, whatever it might be. You have to understand the business. Don't just show up and just say because you were breathing for your 8 hours that you deserve something. It doesn't work that way. That's not the agreement that we have.